shit. Hello guys, and welcome to Daytona practice for the truck series. There you see some of the guys were getting out there pretty early out on track. I'm just going to fix my stuff there. But we are here. It's going to be a 25 lap practice, or a 25 minute practice session here for the trucks, as this will be the first time they are out on the track all weekend. We'll go around, we'll talk about some of the stories heading in, some of the drivers heading in, and how this season will play out. But as you see right now, it is Paul Jackson, the fastest on track, Cody Hagan second, and now that is the lady in the garage, Serena Sankoon, in the number 23. She is right now fastest on track. First time she's been in a big track like this. You also see Zachary Fitzwater Sr. driving for Onj Auto in that 59. Over the offseason, Onj Auto and Fitzwater, Zachary Fitzwater Racing, Fitzwater Australia Racing, I should say, teamed up in an alliance, which means Zachary will be able to drive this 59 truck for 4 races this season, starting here at Daytona. And right now, as everyone's going around, there's Brady going to get kind of slow some people up. There's Serena now in that 23, dropping to the inside. Kukulon, Matty Porta, a lot of drivers. So a lot of new faces, a lot of new paint schemes here this weekend at Daytona. It's going to be very exciting as we head in. Right now, Larry Hagan was fastest. Zachary Fitzwater actually was the fastest last lap, so Fitzwater showing some speed here in the Onj Auto entry. Those Dodges trying to work their way around the track. No idea where Peter is right now, but we'll go on around, take a look. There's Nathan Stapleton in that 70 and Trey Wright in the 88, one of 2 Napa Auto Parts cars in this race. Both of them look the exact same. I think I will change the roof number on the number 9, which will make that change. But Trey Wright will be making his NSDCA debut in the 88 truck. 3 races this season he will be running. Nathan Stapleton as well in that 70. He made the Rookie of the Year. Well, he attempted to win the Rookie of the Year last season. Of course, he was pretty strong, but Road America was what really derailed him. He is running for PNC Hamill Racing, which is a pretty struggling team, somehow getting in to this season. In that 70 car, there's Tony Green. He is in that 07 car, or 07 truck, with Credit One coming over to help him drive for Impala Racing for both super speedways this season in the Mountain Dew Custom Series and the Crown Royal Truck Series. As you see, the lap times are all splitting around. Riley Spurley Tube, AJ Jones, the fastest 2, with Matthew Eves, Peter Onjack, and Alex Kraft, your top 5. Justin Knight in his final season of NSDCA competition, as he'll be going to the Formula One series. It's Colton, my bad. Sorry, Jay. But Justin Knight will be moving to Formula One to take over a Sauber ride next season in 2019. So Justin Knight will not be running the trucks after this. This is his final season. And here is the big pack. You see Burkhart Maurice is with here. You also see Peter Onjack, Jay Jefferson, Jacob Edson, 3 of the top guys from season number 1. Of course, these 2 finished 1-2 in the standings. Jacob Edson was also pretty fast. So right now, both of them in this group. This practice is less about getting some fast speeds and more about seeing what these trucks will do on a super speedway, as right now they are 3 wide further back. There you see Caleb Henderson, I should say, will be driving the 81. The first time he's in the truck. He was just announced to be driving the Square D number 81 for Daytona for only this race. Square D does not have many more trucks to fill in with in this 81 team, so he will be running that. You see further back, Blake Maurice, Aiden Burkhart Maurice Motorsports teammates down there on that inside, trying to get around that 81. He's not going to do it. Peter Onjack must be going on to pit road, as you see everyone kind of moves up the track. So Peter looks like he found enough. He was the fastest only about 2 laps ago. He has fallen all the way to 17th in the race now fastest lap. As right now, the rest of the field, you'll see there, Mathis Weld, no, that is Samit Oskin in the 78, he's 30th, and Tony Green, the slowest truck on track. Further up, you see Colin Lindsay, he's also making his debut. This is his first time in a car. He will, whoops, I just meant that. He will be running for Evernham for both Daytonas in the 79 and in the 02, as well as driving 2 races this season for Coca-Cola Racing, which is now in conjunction with Monster Motorsports, as Monster Motorsports ownership in the Mountain Dew ARCA series was transferred to Jacob Edson. Diego Yepez also started a number 1 team that will be just like Burkhardt Maurice Motorsports, and how they operate. The O2 team is happy to have Colin Lindsay on nonetheless for just this one truck race. And there's Carter Friesen in that 91. There is Eric Monaco. He will be making his debut in a top NSDCA ride after he was put into the late model series, driving the number 5 for Robbie Burton. Robbie Burton Motorsports, I think, is the team in late models. I don't really know them, but Eric Monaco was just like Trey Wright. Both of them were drafted onto Hype Monkey to help Justin Knight find some new talent to fill his spots next season that he will be vacating. And number 9, Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, making a move right now around Diego Yepez and Patrick Smith. And of course, you see Diego Yepez. He is the 4-time winner in the series, the winningest driver in the NSDCA. No one has had more than 2 wins. The only other drivers who have done that were Carson Bauers, Ryan Butcher, and Aiden Burkhardt, all of which got their 2nd win last season. Patrick Smith as well. After leaving Onj Auto at the end of last season, he starts SSC Automotive. The 75 team is swapped back to Ford. He has moved to the Truck Series, and him and Peter are still going to be working together, as he is hoping to catch up to Peter here in practice, be able to work with him and see how their trucks work together. There is Larry Hagan, as Larry was just asking in chat. Larry Hagan coming back out. He is Patrick Smith's young ARCA prospect. Right now, Larry driving the SSC Automotive 41 for Patrick for 4 races this season. He'll be starting at Daytona. No word on the other 3 races yet. Looks like, 3 wide. There goes Patrick. Diego just moving out of their way. There's Peter Onjack. He's all alone running again, sadly. And there is the big pack of trucks. That is a very large pack. That is 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trucks in this front pack, 3 by 3. And this is the group. This is what they're trying to see, because most of the Daytona Crown Royal 300 will be ran just like this. Colton Yo in that 28, he was the one picked to drive this race instead of Riley Spurley to, as Jay Jefferson believed that he would be better suited for the super speedways. Matthew Eves as well in the 00. The 28 and 00 are 2 of the only rides, I believe, that are actually running a part-time schedule split between drivers. Further back there, you see AJ Jones in that number 4 making his final start in the NSDCA this weekend here in that number 4 car, number 4 truck. AJ Jones, of course, he was the Salem winner, and the and he finished, I believe, top 15 last season. Both seasons he was in the top 15 in points. Right now, AJ Jones is going to do his very best to try to win in the Truck Series. Right at the end, Zachary DeLello getting a little sideways there. Of course, DeLello was in the Clash last night in that number 43 car. He just lost it near the end, but right now he is running solidly in the middle of the pack, working his Zachary Racing number 57 around the banks. However, he is working the 50 with Monster Motorsports to try to get that team to be a top ride. There is Logan Cloud in that number 2. He is running for Jones Racing Inc., which Peter Onjack is allowing him to do. And now Paul Jackson's going to try to go with him to team of Logan Cloud. Will be running 4 races this season, and his home track of Michigan, which is race number 6, will be ran in this number 2 truck, which he is the fan favorite part-time driver to try to go win that race. There's Jake Galloway, the Brit, running for Jones Racing Inc. However, it is a spin-off team of it. Jones Racing Inc. sold the racing group, number 30, this team, their truck, on exception that him and other Jones Racing Inc. driver, Gatlin Downey, would have to drive it this season. Only 1 truck this weekend for Jake Galloway, so if he wrecks this truck, that's pretty much lights out for him. As you see this pack catching him very fast, 12 minutes to go in practice. Matty Porter flies right on by with Sam Oskin, DeLello, Yo. They're all trying to make a move, and that's going to slow them up once again. But you're definitely going to see some of those slower trucks possibly screwing up this race here at Daytona this weekend. Here's another pack further up. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. trying to get to the front of that. He has Kalen Nosler, Brady Burkhardt right behind him. Johnny Zodda is outside. Trey Wright, Serena Sankoon, and Tony Green all in this battle. So a lot of trucks here are trying to get the 2 and 3 wide racing just to see how it will be for this weekend at Daytona in the Crown Royal Truck Series. There is the 6-car pack. Jacob Edson, Blake Maurice, Carson Bauers are all in that. Carson Bauers, of course, he moves to the 25 with an allegiance with AJR Racing this season, which will move him into a Ford and possibly move him into another championship contending ride. He was running for his single-car team, Clay Motorsports. He brought on Tyler Jones last season to try to make a move. Jones did nothing, and as you learned in the clash last night, that Tyler Jones would not be returning to full-time status in the NSDCA. Carson Bauers in that 25 is going to do everything he can to try to go in to a championship in the Crown Royal Truck Series. I forgot to set my automatic ticker, so just remind me every time. Wow, that's a mass migration onto pit road. Brandon Morris, AJ Jones, Jay Jefferson, Derek Hamill, Paul Jackson all pull it on down onto pit road. And they will go. A lot of teams going to work on those cars, trying to get it. This weekend, the series in the NSDCA, the Crown Royal Truck Series, will not be using pit stops at the super speedways, Daytona and Talladega. They will make sure the cars are fueled enough up to get into a full 24-lap event. However, the rest of the season will be ran with pit stops. So that is the big thing this season. These guys are doing the best they can, and they'll have to learn the fuel strategy during practice laps, as no one in the NSDCA has had to worry about fuel strategy, tire strategy, or tire wear as they ran in the Mountain Dew Custom Series last season. This team, this series runs 15% races. There will be either 2 or 3 times pit strategy outside of Daytona and Talladega, which means that the pit crews will be big, and that's why they have been opened up to being upgraded in the upgrade points days this season. There is Matthew Eves on that inside in that 00. He is working hard to try to impress Brady Burkhart, who is also in this race. If Matthew Eves or Alexander Rowe can win a race this season in this 00 truck, what could that show for going into next season, where they could be eligible to run in this series? Justin Knight dives to the inside. Alex Kraft still the fastest on track, so that 29 team is showing some speed. Jones Racing Inc. is really focused on the super speedways, as their cars are not really the fastest anywhere else on the schedule, as they are basically low to top 10s to high top 20s is what they can usually run. Right now, Alex Kraft in the middle here with previous champion Peter Onjack and previous runner-up Sebastian Kukulon, as well as the Formula 1 driver Justin Knight and Matthew Eves there as well. Diego Yepez, let's go ahead on board here with Diego Yepez on the visor cam that will be on multiple trucks this weekend at Daytona. Roof cams on everyone, but the visor cams will only be on a specific few drivers. As he is pulling up to the back of Aiden Burkhart, going to look to the inside. These guys have to keep these wheels nice and tightened up so they do not go around spinning and they do not hit each other. Practice has been pretty calm so far. You see a lot of trucks coming back out onto the track. But of course, Daytona has been pretty calm the last few years. We've only ever had one caution in both Daytona races, which means will we see more mayhem here this season as we run Daytona in the trucks for the first time. But back on track, Zachary DeLello, Brandon Morris, Carson Bauers, all there. Tony Green, quick update on his team. They were not able to put a Clash car in. The Impala Racing team could not afford to lose a car in the Clash last night to let Tony Green drive it. So Tony is very upset about that. However, he only has the 2 starts in both the trucks and the Mountain Dew Custom Series for next season. The activity that this team has shown is very low, the lowest you could possibly have in the NSDCA, which means that after this season, he will be out of the NSDCA if he does not return. So these could be the last 4 races he will ever run in this league, as he's going to be caught up by Zachary DeLello, Diego Yepez. Look at them kind of working together. Well, Zachary's going to go up the track a little bit, but Diego was pushing that 57 down the back straightaway. Diego's showing some monster motorsports speed as he's going to pull down into the corner right around them all. There's Trey Wright on his own. Logan Cloud has been left in the dust, so this 2-team sad there. He has not shown too much speed in practice, only 15th fastest. so don't look for anything too big to come out of the 2 truck. However, Logan Cloud still a very strong contender, and after 2 injuries last season sustained at the All-Star Open and the Eldora race, Logan is really trying that redemption tour, trying to get him back into a race-winning truck, and especially with the Onj Auto power, as Onj Auto downgrades from 4 cars to 2 cars, should be better for both him and fellow teammate Tim Foster to possibly get some wins here in this race. Jacob Edson all over the back of that 78 car of Samit Oskin. These guys are fighting hard. 6 minutes left in practice. Everyone's still trying to feel out their trucks. There is Derek Hamill in that 71. Of course, we mentioned earlier with Nathan Stapleton. This team, the PNC Hamill Racing team, is very close to to going bankrupt, I should say, as they have really spent their expenses wrong, even with PNC Bank on the board, basically funding this entire team. Derek Hamill has wrecked multiple cars last season. Nathan Stapleton has been the shining light on that team, and if we can find Stapleton, we can talk about them. There is Nathan Stapleton right there in that 70. Stapleton has been the shining rookie on that team, and that's why Hamill moved him right up into the trucks with Derek. But there is no predictions here that show that this team will do anything. Mostly the predictions are that the team will close at the end of the season, and PNC Bank will take full ownership of it because they are really running on a thin budget. They don't have many trucks, so if they really crash them this season, they might not even make it to the end of the championship. There you see Jay Jefferson, Sebastian Kukulon. Let's talk about Kukulon real quick. In a surprising off-season move, he brought on Kalen Nosler to pilot the 17 truck this season. Kalen Nosler, widely regarded as one of the most hated drivers in the NSDCA, and Kukulon, not much more liked than him. This could be a very unlikely duo to win any fan votes or to win races. Kukulon has been very strong. Nosler has 1 career win, but as soon as the fields of 36 happened in the ARCA series, both of these teams started struggling. Kukulon, though, has been pretty good, second in the points last season, fought with Carson Bauers up until the end. What will the Red Bull Motorsports team show this season? And of course, Jay Jefferson, last season, his first time without a win and without a pole. The 21 team really struggled a bit last season until the end, where they were able to help Riley Spurleytube capture his first career win at Kentucky and get himself back up just outside of the top 10 in points. Right now, Jay Jefferson knows that he is going to have to push hard to remain a legend in the NSDCA, and this 21 team is making sure that they will do that this weekend at Daytona, as right now they are, where are they? 24th. So I guess he isn't. Jay's actually pretty slow. Wait a minute. Oh my god, hello. I want to see a crash. But of course they don't crash because these guys are not stupid enough for that. There you see the big pack of trucks. Peter Onjack on the outside of all of them. Of course, tomorrow you will see the ARCA cars, so that'll mean Peter Onjack back out on track as he's running at Daytona this weekend in the 49 for Cloud9 Autosport. Also on track, you will see Brandon Morris making his final start in the ARCA series, driving that number 55. Also, I believe Tony Green will be driving in his number 42 Credit 1 Bank Chevy. And Logan Cloud will be taking to the track in that legendary number 44 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. As well, drivers making double duty, Matthew Eves in this double zero. Eric Monaco made double duty driving at Flemington, where he scored a top 15 finish. Also, Colton Yo driving the number 21 that Jay Jefferson is vacating in the ARCA series. He'll be driving that full-time. Caleb Henderson goes back to his number 45, as well as Paul Jackson driving the number 10 Peak Antifreeze car that has not even shown up to the track yet, so that'll be a close call for him. Serena Sankoon, who is right now in the 8th position in this number 23 car, he is right now running big. Diet 200, yes, this is a sign-up series. We still have a lot of spots left, especially for this 23 truck, so if you want to sign up, you definitely can. However, Serena Sankoon right now is 9th in points, is 9th in fastest, as Matthew Eves tops her, but Serena will be running the number 66 in the ARCA series for Burkhart Maurice Motorsports. We also have Colin Lindsay making the double duty in the 79 truck for Evernham Racing, as well as, I don't know if any, Zachary Fitzwater in his Fitzwater Australia 59 that he's basically running in both series. He is going to do that as well. Brady Burkhart also making double duty. He will be in that number 20 this weekend. Larry Hagan, of course, running the 08 in the Advanced Auto Parts number 08 for SSC Automotive. AJ Jones will also be making an attempt at the Valvoline 200 in his iconic number 4 that is in the ARCA series, driving with Bridgestone on there for one last time. So AJ Jones will be driving both races this weekend. Hopefully he can pull off a win. Sam at Oskin is also in the number 06 Haviline Ford for Ryan Butcher. I do not remember who is driving the 01 this weekend. Jacob Edson is not running this weekend, and I believe that is it. So a lot of double duty drivers, but a lot of these guys were the legends of the series. It's going to be interesting as the Mountain Dew ARCA series only has 7 drivers returning full-time from last season. That only means 7 veterans in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. So with 55 seconds left in practice, we'll take one last look through the standings there. Diego Yepez slowest on track, so the 8 team really not showing any speed this weekend, which could be to the happiness of literally everyone else in the garage. This team has 4 career wins, 2 exhibition race wins, as he just won the Clash last season. So that was last night, I should say, in that number 77. So Diego in 36th is very happy for the entire rest of the field, especially for Peter Onjack and Jay Jefferson, who really want to just be up top there. 23 truck for Diet Dew Hunter as we are to the end of this practice. 23 truck is only a one-race deal for anyone. You also have to sign up on, I believe, that 28-minute video that's like rules and regulations. About 3 minutes in is the sign-up information. That's where you have to go. And then we place you into a car, most likely in the late model series, because I really need to make more of those. But that's about it there. Diego Yepez, Jake Galloway. So we come to the end of practice. Yepez is just going to pull it in. That 8 team has been very slow, so they're going to have to try to go back to the drawing board. Carter Friesen, Peter Onjack, Jake Galloway, Sam at Oskin, and Jacob Edson, the slowest 6. Patrick Smith, Justin Knight, and Colin Lindsay slower down there at the bottom. Logan Cloud in 20th. That's pretty far down there. The 88 of Trey Wright in his first start in a truck. He is in the 23rd position. Eric Monaco in 27th. Jay Jefferson 26th, which is pretty confusing. And Sebastian Kukulon in 24th fastest. Ryan Butcher is also 17th. Aiden Burkhart 16th. Surprising run by Serena Sankoon, who is 9th, with Matthew Eves 8th. And, of course, Alex Kraft, Paul Jackson, A.J. Jones, Kalen Nosler, and Colton Yo are your top 5 fastest. Let's go ahead, and that is the end of practice. So, very crazy practice session. We'll let you guys see that one more time. Shut up. But there it is. Alex Kraft is the fastest truck, the only driver under the 46-second mark in practice. So a great setup there for that 29 team. Hopefully that'll work there. Nathan Stapleton in 21st. Diego Yepez the slowest, which could be great for Jay Jefferson, Peter Onjack, who have known to really hate that Monster Motorsports team, especially with how Paul Jackson drives in that number 0 car last season. Probably will do it in the 10 and the 77 too. But that is it for practice today. Tomorrow should be the ARCA practice. I'm not sure, depending on how many we actually get, if we get all the paint schemes. And then Wednesday is the duels for the ARCA series. Then Friday should be the ARCA series race, and Saturday should be the truck series race. So it's going to be an interesting interesting season. Number 3, as you see some of the fastest drivers here. That's going to be something. Thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to check out all my other videos if you're new, like Diet Dew Hunter. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow.